Midfield and box. I don't only play on the offensive side, and pretty much what I'm going to be doing is giving you a player's review on some of the pros and cons on some gloves that were released onto the market recently. Hopefully the information I can give you can help you when deciding on what gloves might be best for you. So here we go. I'll grab them. These are the STX assault gloves. These were the black ones, but obviously you can tell they have black, white, and silver on them. I like the black, how it has like kind of like a pixely effect on them, which I know some people aren't too terribly picky. Black is black, but I like how these have a little extra coloring on them. I'll throw them on and we'll start talking a bit more about them. Alright, as you can tell, they're pretty low profile gloves, a little bit bigger in the back than the K18-2s, but in no way are they bulky, so please don't take it like that. Pretty much you'll notice on the back hand they incorporated the high def polymer, which they used originally on the G22s, but they've carried them onto their newer gloves, which was great. I love it, adds some extra protection. Backhand protection in general is great. It really does its job. It protects your hand from some pretty vicious checks. Pretty much one thing I also liked was these finger ribs that were on top of the fingers. They worked pretty well. I like all the paneling they did on the back, how all the extra panels, they really do add extra flexibility, which, I mean, you can go any direction with them, do whatever, and they just go with your hand. So it's a very natural fitting glove. Overall, all in all, the backside palm, the backside of the hand, they did a great job on it. So we'll go on to the palm. I like how they use a lot of leather on the palms. Pretty much, as you can tell, all the tan leather they used on it's a very soft leather, but it gives a great feel on the stick. And then they use like a black composite kind of like leatherish feel, probably Nash or something like that, which also has a very nice feel for cradling. As you can tell, all this other black that's right in here, especially on the thumb and on the fingers, is actually all mesh, which is great because it's very breathable. It keeps your hands cool. And I like how they also use the mesh on the sides of the fingers up here to keep ventilation going and everything else. So that was great. I've used these gloves quite a bit, and they've been holding up remarkably well. I tape about half my stick, so there's normally a pretty good amount of wear on the insides of my hands. But these have been holding up. There's obviously a little bit of wear, but it comes from playing. But overall, the palms, they haven't shredded, they haven't ripped. There's no holes. They just work very well. Only cons that I really didn't like, I wish they would have done. On the K18-2s, they had a little extra padding that went up the side of your finger, about here. I wish they would have carried that here, but you don't really get hit there that often, and if you do, most of the other padding around it absorbs it anyways. That just would have been cool if they would have added that. And pretty much grip-wise is great. If you use these, if they get soaked, like if you're playing, I know a couple games down here in Florida, it's just monsoon the whole day. And if they get a little bit slippery, just if the leather gets completely soaked through, they get a little bit slippery, but in no way that happens with any glove that gets soaked. So it's really not a complaint on them. But other than that, just protection-wise, grip-wise is great. Onto the cuff, real quick. If you notice inside of there, it's actually the whole cuff is attached. It's like a sock liner almost, but it's made out of like a dry fit material, which some people like the fact that it's attached. I personally like that it's attached. I know some of my buddies, I know one of them that also owns it. He doesn't really care for that because he likes throwing his gloves onto the stick when he's not using them. But that's all personal preference. But I do personally like how it is attached, and the inside of the glove is also very soft. I really like that. It's just very comfortable to wear. It's a great glove. So in conclusion, these are definitely on the higher end market of the gloves. I consider like pretty much price range wise, anything above like 140 to 200 is like on the higher end range. These run about 179, 180, but totally worth it. Now the only thing one of the last thing I will throw in there is sizing on these. These are 13s. All my gloves I buy are 13s. They run on the big side. If you're familiar with like some of the Warrior, like the Mac Daddies or some of the other gloves, they just run bigger. In no way are they like enormous, so don't panic about that. But if you like a snug fitting glove, you're probably not gonna like the way these fit because they are bigger. But if you really like a snugger fitting glove, I'd recommend probably like a King or the STX K18-2s or something like that. Just they do run smaller. These are on the definitely just the bigger side, but in no way are they monstrous. But that's just one thing I would definitely recommend about telling you guys that would be just these do run big. So, but in conclusion, they are worth it. They work great. They hold up really well. I really have no complaints for them, and I'll keep using these for a while. So, alright, here they are again, the STX Assaults. Thank you for watching.